Hey guys, welcome to this latest demo of Origin AI. Origin builds completely bespoke web applications using AI, and I'm psyched to show you this latest demo. Ever since I started building Origin, I've been following this guy called Matt Berman, who does an excellent AI podcast and blog. And he set this benchmark for testing AI models of building the game Snake, asking these models to build the game Snake. And it makes sense because Snake's quite complicated. You need to do timing, key presses, UI elements, etc., etc. And I have been waiting for the day when Origin got to a point when it could build Snake. So let's build Snake. And you say, I want to build a Snake game in the browser, but actually we're going to do it step by step. So I don't just want it to try and create the whole thing. It'll come up with something, but I want it to be pretty polished and control the process. So I'm going to first ask it just to build a game grid. So in this case, a 20 by 20 game grid. And you can see on the left-hand side my conversation with the AA architects. And I'm saying, that's great. And now on the right-hand side of the page, it's iterating the design. So you can see the diagram of the design. You can see it building the different elements now of the design, the layout, so on and so forth. And now it's just testing it to make sure it's working. And we can jump in now. I'm just going to see this first step. Right? So you see it's built this game board for me. And that's pretty good. I'm liking that. That looks like a good Snake game board. Okay, so now let's proceed a little. Let's have one random square. So let's call this, we're going to put the snake on the board. So we're going to have a snake board, and it should appear in a random position, right, every time the page refreshes. So let's see how it's done with that one. And sure enough, there we go. Okay, cool. So we've got a snake square, and if I refresh the page, it appears in a new position. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, now we want to be able to move the snake. Okay, so we want to be able to move it around the board using the keys on the keyboard. And it's going to come up again with our specification here, which is padded out with stuff here. I noticed like keeping the snake within the bounds of the grid. That's great. So let's check that out. Sure enough, I can move the snake with the cursor keys and it stays within the grid. So it's given us a little bit more detail than we asked for originally. It's great. It notices holes in our specifications. Okay, that's really good. Now when I start the game, when I start the snake moving, right, I want it to keep moving in one direction. That's how the game works, right? So here is our specification. Say, yes, that looks great. It's evolved the design and the code again. And sure enough, our snake is now moving in the right direction. It keeps going, and yep, and this happens sometimes working with Origin. It's basically hallucinated, as we might say, an extra feature which it thought was relevant. And I quite like that, so I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to tell it to take that away. A game over overlay is quite nice. Okay, so now we need a fruit cell, right? Now we need a fruit cell that will appear on the board somewhere randomly at the beginning of the game. So let's see how it's managed with that one. There's the fruit. So here we can see we've come up with a problem. And this is the challenge with working with AI models. It doesn't always come up with exactly what we want. So I'm going to go back and say, hey, stop the fruit cell changing location every time, right? Every time the snake moves, that's not right. It should keep its location. It should stay in the same place. So it's going to give us the specification for that. I'm going to say yes. But we can iterate here, right? We can see, just like if we were working with a human engineer, we can iterate and go and work through it. Excellent. There we go. Fruit's in the same place. And you can see it's kind of jumping ahead of us. It already knows what we're trying to do here. It's figured out that we're trying to build snake. So it's already, the snake is already able to eat the fruit, even though we didn't tell it to do that yet. But this is great. Okay. And now when we eat the fruit, obviously this is what makes it really the game. We want the snake to grow in length, right? So let's see what it manages with this. Okay. Let's see. Moment of truth. There we go. The snake is growing. So here we've got the game now, and it's looking pretty polished. We can get the fruit. The snake grows, and if we hit the edge of the grid, then we go into a game over state. That's pretty great. I think the only thing left to do is just to maybe give it a bit more gloss. So why don't we give it a dragon-themed or snake-themed even background. And I'm actually even going to give it some direction here because the board is in the middle of the screen. I'm going to say, look, let's make the head of the snake offset to the, well, let's say right of the page. So that we can actually see the snake's head. Let's see. Okay, so it's gonna generate that image. It's gonna add it to the design on the right, and there we go, looking pretty good. This is pretty good, and it works as designed. I'm seriously happy with this. I'm psyched. And obviously we could keep going here and add new features like scoring or multiplayer or whatever. But I just wanted to give you a glimpse into what Origin AI can now do. It can build these more complicated websites. Really, the possibilities are as limitless as your imagination. Excellent. So Origin AI is a groundbreaking generative AI service building bespoke applications. I'm super interested in hearing from all kinds of people that might have, use cases that they want to discuss. Please get in touch either by email or sign up to the alpha at the Origin AI. Thanks, guys. Bye.